So today we're going to do a smudging on a person and explain smudging and cleansing your house. So my daughter Brea has agreed to be our victim today, and what she's holding in the tray today is different tools that you can use for cleansing your house or cleansing an individual or even cleansing yourself. So we have our white candles, and I have a couple different kinds. Now, smudging your home, you're going to want to use a glass bowl with either a small candle or a little white votive candle. When I do a person, I prefer to use a large standalone candle so that way I don't have to hold it. We have our crystals, clear quartz, and I have my black obsidian. And our smudging sticks. Now most smudging sticks you're going to find look much more like this or a whole lot bigger. And this is white sage. Not just your sage you throw in your food. This is white sage. And it's excellent for cleansing your energy or your home's energy, outside, plants, you name it, you can use it for it. You can also eat it if you really want to. And then I have this one, which is another smudging stick that was made for me by someone. You can grow your own white sage and you can make your own smudging sticks, which I like to do, rosemary, lavender, and white sage in my own homemade smudging sticks, but today we're using good old plain boy. So that's our tools. We've also got over here a little dragon's blood powder, a little dragon's blood resin, and we've got some white cobalt as well in resin form. And I bring these up because some people like to add a little bit more to their smudging. So you can sprinkle a little powder on your smudge stick while it's burning, and it's going to infuse the powder of the herb you're using into the ritual as well. So those are all of our tools. So, now, okay, so first you want your client or person that you're cleansing to sit in a comfortable chair. And although Brea is very uncomfortable at the moment in this metal chair, it works because it keeps her shorter than me. So you're going to have your feet flat on the ground, legs uncrossed. Palms are going to be up loosely in the lap so that they're open for receiving. Relax them, baby.
They are relaxed.
Good. Now, anytime you do any kind of energy work, we always do our prayer of protection first and foremost, number one. And I don't use anything scripted, as you can always tell in my videos. It's just winging it by the seat of my pants with what comes out of my mouth. So, first we'll say our prayer of protection. We ask the divine light and the powers of the highest vibration of the universe to please join us in this healing and cleansing of our energetic energy. Please bless us this day, keep us safe and warm in light and love of the powers of the universe. Namaste. Now we want her to go ahead and we're going to start doing some deep breathing with her so that we get a little bit in sync. So honey, I want you to do slow in through the nose, very slow back out of the mouth. You can close your eyes if you want. Now, while she continues to stay in a relaxed state of just deep breathing and staying calm and centered, I like to do a little Reiki and blessing of my crystals. I'm placing my clear quartz crystal in her left hand and my black obsidian into her right hand. Okay? There's no right or wrong with your crystals. It all depends on the feel, but that's the particular way I like to do it. Okay? So while she just sits and lets her breathing help to take her in, we just want the person to be relaxed and calm. Okay? Now my sage is lit, and with the sage you're going to want to make sure that you're getting plenty of smoke coming out of this. Sometimes you might have to relight it once or twice during the session, and that a lot of times has a lot to do with the draw that's being done on the cleansing. So we're going to start at the top of her head at the crown chakra, and I'm going to start lower to her and be going clockwise on this. We're going to go all the way down the front of her body. And yes, you do want the person, make sure you know if they are allergic to sage. You might want to use just lavender or just rosemary if the person is allergic to sage. And you're going to go all the way down to their feet. Now once I go down, I like to go back up. And because of the type of chair I'm using, I'm going to be circling her. And as I come around to the back side of her body, I'm going to make my way back up to the crown. Down the back side of the body because we're wanting to address the entire energetic fields. This is also helping her chakras, her aura, and her four bodies. since I'm doing this in a video format, I'm not in my usual rhythms. So excuse me. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep this sage burning for now because I'm not done by any means. But we're going to come back to that part. Now when I do a energy cleansing on someone, I also like to adjust doing an unruffling on the aura, which is an aura stroking, and it helps to clean and lift more energy off of all that black that stays in your energy. And I also like to go ahead and do a chakra clearing. So I'm going to begin first with the chakra clearing, then I'm going to do her aura stroking, and then we're going to do one more time with the sage for her, so that way you can kind of see a start to finish, and it will make it a little bit more complete for you. And remember, this is just my way that I have found that works for me. So in clearing the chakras, I want to start from the root to the top. Okay? And it's very, very simple. It's all in the intent. All in the intent. I'm never going to be actually touching her. And the hand movement that I'm using is like pushing waves. Okay? Literally doing this. The intent and focus is cleansing and clearing the chakra energy. Right in that vortex that you see, that cone-shaped vortex that people like to use for an image. So beginning with the root chakra. Now I'm not just doing the front of the body, I also have to do the back of the body. So again, beginning, focusing and picturing, visualizing the chakra areas in my mind's eye, and sending the energy through of cleansing and clearing. Again, in the intent. Now we're going to go ahead and do an aura stroking, also referred to as an aura cleansing. Yes, the sage has already started the work for us, but I always like to do the unruffling because it feels really, really good for the person. So again, it's like scoops, scooping. You're scooping and cleansing, scooping and lifting through the aura. And again, this is all about what you keep in your mind's eye as your intent. Now, I like to do about 3 passes on the body, but because we're doing a video, I'm not going to do 3 passes on the body. I'm going to kind of cut it a little bit shorter. Now, after about 3 passes of the unruffling, like in doing this much quicker movement, because you start off close to the body and you start moving a little further out and further out of the auric fields as you do this. And it's really in how you feel, how that energy feels to you, and how many times you need to go over somebody's body with this. Luckily, Bria's isn't usually too bad, so I can do it a little bit quicker. Now, one of the other things I like to do is my final 2 is I like to do a full pull. So I'll come from the crown, and it's kind of like you're pulling these big waves of the energy. And so you scoop it and lift it and stroke through the whole field in one big mass stroke. All the way down to the feet. And out. And we're going to do 1 pass on the back side of the body for video purposes. Now you can do this stuff with somebody laying down, sitting in a chair, sitting on a stool, someone who is incapacitated that cannot get in or out of a bed. You can do these same things. Okay? You're already feeling much nicer, honey. Now, mind you, what you're seeing me do when I'm blowing it off my hands, it's part of my way of releasing what I lifted off the body back to the universe, okay? While I'm in process of doing it, I'm channeling whatever needs to come off, and I'm pushing it through me and out. Either out my feet back to Mother Earth, out my hands back to the universe. I am only the universe's tool. I open up to allow the universe, source, God energy to channel through to the person who's receiving the cleansing. But we also end up absorbing what's coming off of them because we're the open channel. So you have to make sure you send it back out, releasing it off of you. And if you work on somebody really difficult and you can't get it off of you, go stand under a tree and touch it. Just stand there and breathe for a while. I swear it works. Okay? So now we've stroked our aura. We've cleared the chakras. No, we did not balance chakras. And I'll get to that in a moment as to why. Now we're going to do 1 more saging over her. And this is really with the intent of, this pass that I'm doing is really the intent of infusing pure white light and the energy and smoke of the sage into the places that we took yucky energy out of. Okay? You don't want to leave somebody with holes. So I like to go back over them. Yeah, I'm going counterclockwise on purpose. So we've finished her cleansing, and I see my sage is smoking up the camera. And usually when you're working on someone, then I like to go ahead and I do a little prayer of thanks. Okay? And it's just kind of to close the session. So I would say something like, thank you, spirits of the highest vibration, council members and guides of this individual, of aiding us this day in cleaning and clearing their energetic fields with lots of love and light of the highest vibration of the universe. Thank you for joining us. Namaste. Okay. So, one other note. With a house, one of the differences between a person and a house. When you are doing this on your house, you want to start at the front door and end at the front door. And you're always going clockwise within the rooms. Make sure, very, very important, make sure you get that sage in your corners, in your closets, open up your cupboard doors in the kitchen, those kinds of things, so that it's really getting through. You can sage your home. And another good thing, if you're like kind of going, boy, everybody's been on so much edge and I just can't stand them anymore, and I've already saged the house and it really didn't help much, get yourself some dragon's blood powder. Okay. Add it to your mop water or your vacuum cleaner, okay, or sprinkle it on your carpet as long as it's not going to get stained by the red dust, and then you can vacuum it up. And dragon's blood powder helps to transform and dispel any kind of negative emotions or energies that might be within the home or that are just kind of making you aggravated. Okay? Now, yes, she used my crystals. And people may wonder, well, what are you going to do about the crystals now they've got her energy on them? You cleanse them. You can either cleanse them in soaking them in sea salt. You can cleanse them by doing Reiki on them in your hands. And many, many other various ways. But once you release the energy off of your crystals, then they'll be ready to be recharged for the next use. And hopefully your client or family member or friend who you just did a smudging on feels great. How do you feel?
I'm good.
You good? I'm good. Okay. And that's our tips on smudging. All right, for now.